Handwriting is one of the primary occupations of a student when they're in school. The question comes into what if the student's still having a really hard time with handwriting? What if they have physical disabilities that prevent them from doing the handwriting? Where do we look at other options? When do we start looking at those options? Obviously, if there's a physical reason why the student cannot perform handwriting, we might move to those options a little bit earlier than, say, a student without those physical disabilities. Handwriting encompasses a lot of cognitive tasks in there. If you're worried about how to make the letter still, how to set it on the line, how to leave spaces in between, if your thoughts are still focused on how to do the physical aspects of writing, then you're not going to have very much time and energy to put into what you're actually writing about, to give those details that are now expected, to learn how to edit and put the periods in and how to use proper grammar. We become more and more concerned about that at the end of the second grade year, going to third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. We might start looking into some different options. So what are the options? The options usually bring in some technology. So there have been keyboards around for a while, and the classroom computer remains an option for some students. Other students need a little bit more support than that. Let's say they're having a really hard time with their spelling and their handwriting, and it just takes them a long time to produce writing. You might want to look at word prediction or voice typing. With word prediction systems, there's one app that I particularly care for. It doesn't have to be this app that we use. There's many word prediction systems out there, but I'm a huge fan of CodeWriter app, so I'm going to go ahead and put up a video demonstrating how to use CodeWriter. CodeWriter is very similar to on your phone when you're texting somebody. The words pop up with, do you want to use this or did you mean that? And it has the correct spelling. So you get to choose out of those 5 words. Once the student chooses it, they can have a sentence, they can have a read back feature. That's where it's different than your phone, is that CodeWriter will actually read it back to you. So the student can say, whoops, I left that word out of the sentence, and go ahead and do some self-editing skills and learn from those. They might learn from seeing the words coming up all the time to see the correct spelling, and they might learn how to restructure and how to check themselves just from having that read back feature. The problem with technology that comes in with is that it is not allowed yet on the state testing. The keyboards are, but you're not allowed yet to have the word prediction or the spell check. Another option is the voice to type option. I've tried several different systems on that. The one that I find that works the best consistently is actually on the iPad, the little note section down there. Use your microphone on that. That microphone seems to pick up the student's voice the best without all the background noise. That's one of my favorite ones to use. I have tried Dragon Dictator, and I find that's very difficult to edit on and very difficult to have it correctly pick up what the student is trying to say. I've tried the Google voice to text, and with that one, it's pretty inconsistent. Some days it works beautifully, other days it has a really rough time picking up what the student is saying. And then some of our students get very distracted because when you're doing the Google text to type, it puts up a button that gets bigger and is colorful that shows you that it is hearing your voice. This is a little too distracting to some of my children.